Hello, everyone. You are watching another edition of the John McEntyre Show live. I am John McEntyre. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2024. Another hot Tuesday. Um, there's no other way I can put it. Another hot one. It's the serious heat wave moving across the United States. We have serious storms in the Midwest, heat over here. Um, all we need is a little bit of hopefully nothing major happens. I'm not even gonna go there. We're gonna get into this show. Have an interesting show today. Had a good question. Um, but you know the routine. I want to share some wallet wins with you. Uh, Wallet win number one. Just completed my third month of living expenses. That's a good one. So the goal is up to 6 months, maybe more, depending on the industry. We talk about that one a lot because a lot of people uh, they can't make solid decisions when something happens, comes into the picture, job loss or something like that, and they have to make very short-sighted, short-term decisions because they don't have the living expenses built up. That's why living expenses are so important, and depending on industry, um, how long it would take to get another job, if the market is in growth, or you have the specialties that would make you more, marketable. Those things dictate how quickly you could get another job, and so that's why living expenses are so important. So this is a good one. Just completed my third month of living expenses. We celebrate that. Um, Number two, I celebrate that one personally. Uh, AC went out and I had the money to repair it. Yeah, that one needs some cheerleaders to come out with some pom poms on that one because I would not be a happy camper with the air going out right now. I'm so thankful that ours is basically new. So, and under warranty. So if something did happen, warranty kicks in. There we go. We don't need emergency funds. We don't need anything. All we need for them to get there, out here, get this fixed as quickly as possible, or there will be problems. Uh, so wallet win number three, had a first budget date with my husband last night. That's a big win. That is a win. I always say that with married couples, that's the most powerful um, team in the world. Husband and wife team. They can't be beat in business. They can't be beat in life if they're on the same page. That's just an unbeatable force. The husband and wife that's on the same page. I've seen so many times success happen much quicker because the husband and wife was on the same page, and I've seen some great potential not happen because they were not on the same team, not on the same page. They were on the same team, but not on the same page. But those ones, uh, as a matter of fact, I saw a couple. We worked with them. Oh man, that was over 15 years ago, and I saw them on television on the news. And this initiative, they were just based. They were like tossing it around. Then like they were in different careers, different industries, and they were like, this is what we would really like to do. They was wanted to get in real estate, but on the affordable housing side, and they had a good idea. I said that is a good vision to do. Last week, watching the news, they had made it happen, and they're making a lot of noise, um, and you will probably see them on the show pretty soon, because what they're doing is very powerful, and it's because that husband and wife on the same team. So you're on the same page for over 15 years working on a vision. Yeah, a lot of good stuff can happen. That one. So that is a big win there. So three good wallet wins. Just completed my third month of living expenses. Air conditioner went out, and I had the money to repair it. Had first budget date with husband last night. Three excellent wallet wins. Share your wallet wins. Go into the chat, Wallet Wins, hashtag Wallet Wins. If you have questions, uppercase Q, so we see it. We can interact. We'll answer the question during the show. And I'm going to have to make sure and keep stressing that you can actually call or ask the question while the show is going on. You don't have to wait. This isn't being pre-recorded. This is live. That's why it's called John McEntyre Show Live. Um, it's not recorded in front of a live audience. It's live now, so you can actually interact with us. All right, let's get into this question. I actually shortened the question because it was like a pretty long email. But the gist of it is, should we use our emergency savings to pay for a new roof? Um, I'll spare all of the details. Um, basically, the situation is it's not an emergency thing. They know that in a couple of years the roof will have to be um, replaced. Uh, yes, replaced, not repaired, but replaced. It's okay now. Hasn't had to have any work, but it's getting up in age, and um, most of the time now, a house that's been built in most roofs are 20 years, 20-year roofs. Um, because of technology, things like that, they pretty much had always been 20 years. House is not well built, it's not great quality. The roof may go out in 10, but depending on who built it, the quality of the builders and contractors and everything, that does dictate. I've seen roofs last 30 years. Those were some of the older houses with back when they actually put more material in a house than they do now. I've seen roofs last much longer if they were well kept. Um, Trees, especially trees, not touching them, the leaves off trees, things like that, because that can shorten the life of them. So I've seen them much longer. But the average age, median age of a roof is 20 years. So um, this particular one, they were getting on the backside of that. I think it's maybe like 3 to 4 years, and they did not want to wait until it went into needing repair before they replaced it. So, and that's when the question was asked: should we use our emergency funds to pay for a new roof? Short answer: no, no. Um, and the reason why: emergency funds are for expenses that are the three criteria: necessary, unexpected, and urgent. That's what constitutes the use of emergency funds. Um, Prolonged illnesses, unexpected job losses, things like that, injuries, serious injuries that um, could cause a battle with insurance, something like that. And we know those things happens a lot, where people have to like carry themselves for a while before the insurance actually do what they were supposed to do, you know. Uh, and that's not all insurances. That's just some insurance, especially with some companies. Older companies have those older policies, didn't update them, and what workman's comp, things like that. They're not. They will fight tooth and nail not to do what they are supposed to do. That's where emergency funds come into play. Um, like I say, it's necessary, unexpected, and urgent. So yeah, um, this is this calls for a sinking fund. This is a sinking fund type situation, and we've talked about sinking fund quite a few times on the show, because it should be in the budget. A sinking fund is something you know is going to happen, and you're planning for it. You're going to put it into the budget. New roof. You're 3 years out with your roof. Um, Now it's time to basically. Here's what I would do. I would talk to a few roofing contractors, have them to come out and do the estimates. You know, they don't have to know that you're not planning to do it tomorrow, uh, but have them to come out, give you an estimate. Because right now, estimate for roof repair across the market is about $7 per square foot. So that's what that's the number you would have to work with. with your sinking fund. So then okay, well, I know that right now it's $7 per square foot. A couple of years out, inflation, costs may go up, which they usually do. They increase a little bit every year. Uh, not by much for the past year or so, basically because they went so high during the COVID years. So things sort of leveled off because they could. Now they're able. Well, let me say this. This is a little bit off. I don't know why those particular industries did that, because there was plenty of material. They had plenty of supply. They were just taking advantage of the market. And let's be honest, taking advantage of people. Some businesses, some industries did that. So now the competition has kicked back in, so they were having to get their prices back, in line with everything. So you may not see too much of a spike in the next few years, but just account for it. Let's say it's $7 right now, $7 per square foot. I would say, okay, um, we know in 3 years our roof is going to be, the cost to replace it will be $8,000. Let's save 8,500 to 9,000 just to have it covered, just in case it does increase, something goes, because when you get to the backside of the ages of roofs, things like that, um, and from years of being around real estate, uh, is rarely that perfect. Most of the time you get in and you start working, you start seeing other problems that was just about to start happening, and you caught it, but it caused the costs and repairs, labor, material, everything to go up a little bit. So that's why I said that's what you would do with your sinking fund. You start setting the money aside now in a high yield savings account or a money market account designated specifically for this roof replacement in the next couple of years, next few years. So then you just break it down. Okay, we have 36 months. Um, you can talk to and here's another reason why you have the roofing companies to come out now. You want more than one, at least three, to come out and look. And then you would ask, how many years does this roof have? How many years does it have left? Some will say, they'll be more honest. They'll say, 4 years. Some will say, you better get it fixed tomorrow. We need to get on this tomorrow. Well, you're not going to call them back because they're using the scare tactic. But the honest ones, they will give a good estimate. They will say, this, because, you can let them know, I'm not waiting till the very last day to replace it. That's why I'm talking now. And then they say, okay, well, yes, you do have a few years left on it. So now you can break it up, say, okay, well, in the next 36 months, here's the goal. Next 36 months, we're going to have the money saved up for the roof. Now, break that down into monthly saving payments. You make that savings over to the sinking fund. Whatever it is, the 200, 300, whatever it is, just start putting it over to a sinking fund, because that's what the sinking fund is for. Um, Car replacement. If you're going to replace a car, things like that, this roof replacement, HVAC replacement, those big purchases that you don't want to take a lot of money out of your pocket to do. Uh, and throw this in. Sometimes if it does move a little bit a little faster than you anticipated, and things, your funds are a little bit tight, you have good credit, maybe a equity line of credit, use the equity a little bit, because you are improving the home. You are making, and that's a major improvement. A new roof is like a serious major improvement on the, that's one of the big ones. Kitchen, bathroom, roof, HVAC, those are the biggies. So that does affect the value of the home. Knowing the roof is pretty new and everything. So if something did happen and you did not have all of the money, okay, maybe a personal loan, maybe an equity. If you have the equity, a lot of equity, say you have 50, 60, $100,000 in equity, all you need is 7,000. Okay. And then just jump on getting it paid off as quickly as possible. That's when I just throw that one in, just in case, because I know that's the question. People will always say that. Can I just use my equity to do it? So I'm gonna just get in front of the question. Yeah, in this particular situation, sure. But the first one is the sinking fund. Just see how much you can make happen with the sinking fund before you move to that situation. So there we go. Hopefully that answered that question. If you have any more questions like that, financial, whatever, contact us. Go to johnmcintyre.com, contact us, and we can talk more about it. Uh, and if you have a lot of things coming up financially, or you just this has triggered something, we do the free coaching, the free initial coaching. Call us, explain your situation. We work with it on free basis, and then we just go from there, putting together a money plan for it. So that being said, I'll go into the question of the day before we wrap this show up. And it's a simple question. We was talking about this roof. Do you know the age of your roof? Most people don't. They really don't. They don't know when it was replaced. If the house is 50 years old, they don't know when the last roof was put on. If it had been repaired or whatever. Most people don't. I ask that question a lot of times. Most people do not know that answer. So I'm asking the viewers out there: do you know the age of your roof? It's something to really, to know. You don't have to tell anyone. It's just good to know for yourself, so you'll know what's coming down the line on you. So that being said, I'll be back tomorrow, same time, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, 7 o'clock p.m. See you tomorrow.